Hello, welcome Slashers, and I'm Coach here, and welcome back to my channel. Now for today's video, I'll be talking about Christina Elise, because there's been some news of her lately having to do with her, and it has to do with their opinion on the Child's Play remake. So I'm gonna read this article here talking about it, so yeah, let's get into it. Child's Play creator Don Mancini is currently planning an 8th movie as well as a TV series, but MGM has decided to reboot the franchise without Mancini's involvement. The movie to reboot without the original creator is not uncommon, but this decision has angered the horror community in a major way. There are a few exceptions of people who want to see it, but I personally am not a huge fan of it. So, franchise star Chucky, the murderous doll who is possessed by a serial killer, is an icon in the world of horror. Right up there with Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. Child's Play 2 star Christina Elise believes that MGM made a dick move, and she's right. A Child's Play project without the involvement of Mancini is a joke. MGM's Child's Play remake director Lars Klevberg recently shared a picture on social media, which teased the production start. It's believed that the remake is going to begin shooting next month, even though nobody wants this remake at all. Like I said, there are a few exceptions, but we will not be talking about the exceptions of people. We'll be focused on Christina Elise. So, plus, a cast hasn't even been announced. In a recent interview, Child's Play 2 star Christina Elise raged against the idea of a remake without Don Mancini. They spelled it Dan Mancini, really. When asked about the remake, Elise let the dam break. She had this to say: "I think it's an unbelievably huge dick move. I think it's a douche move, absolutely. I don't know why they would fuck with a healthy franchise to make a competing franchise to the existing, and like you said, healthy, robust franchise is super douchey, and nobody from the original franchise is involved. They're not gonna have Brad Dourif, they're not gonna have Dawn, and they're not gonna have any of us. The Child's Play franchise was rare because it never got the reboot or remake treatment in the 30 years since it started. Don Mancini is proud of that fact. However, MGM doesn't seem to care, and they're continuing on with their remake and stripping away some of the parts that made Chucky a true horror badass. Christina Elise goes on to say, "I think the doll is going to be an artificial intelligence doll that goes haywire. So, it's not going to have the whole element of the serial killer possessing it. So, it's not going to be really a Chucky film. So, I don't know why they're just taking the title and stealing it and mucking up the waters." Exactly, people are going to be expecting a Chucky movie when they go to theaters, and it's not going to be a Chucky movie. So, I do see what she's saying. It's not going to be a true Chucky movie, and I think a lot of true fans are going to be pissed off when they go to theaters to see it, expecting to see Chucky in the big screen again, when it happens to be a stupid fucking AI robot. So, I do agree with what she's saying. Anyway, the main problem that made Child's Play and horror fans have about this remake is that Don Mancini is developing a TV series as well as another movie, which would put the franchise in competition with itself. Though the reboot hasn't had an effect on the TV series yet, it could possibly kill it. Exactly. If it fucks up, then yes, that is very true. It could ruin it. It could just ruin everything. So, like I said, I think it's very risky of them to do, and I really hope they at least change the title, you know? Anyway, Christina Elise spoke more on that matter and even revealed that she could play a part in the Child's Play TV show. She explains, "It's especially douchey When you know that Dawn is developing a TV series and going back to using the title Child's Play, not Bride of, Seed of, Curse of, Cult of Chucky. It's going back to the Child's Play name and it's deep into development. So, this MGM project could have, it hasn't, but it could have really easily derailed the TV show project, which would be devastating because fingers crossed it happens, and fingers crossed I'm involved in it as much as I would like to be. It's an opportunity here where Dawn can further a story he's been telling for 30 years, but rather than telling it in 90-minute segments every 3 years or more, he could tell it 10 hours of story in 10 weeks. He could get that much more story ahead. And if you've seen Cult and you see how much Cult ends, you know how rich in story it is. There's so many doors open now, and to so insensitively threaten the Dawn Mancini Empire, I think it's fucked up. She said a lot here, and I agree with it. Now, the bigger picture that not a lot of people who want to see this reboot don't see is the fact that it can fuck up everything. It can derail the TV series. You know, it can ruin the whole franchise. There will not be any more, like, if this does not turn out the way it should, then there could be no more Chucky. And I think that's what people just aren't getting. And, I mean, honestly, if you want to see the reboot, then you know what? I don't care. That's your opinion. I personally don't think it's such a good idea. And this describes it. This definitely describes it. At first, I thought that, you know, the reboot happening couldn't really mess with the, like, original franchise. But seeing from what Christina Elise is saying, it can. It could fuck up everything. So, it's really risky for them to be doing this. And plus, these are the same people who pumped out that Carrie remake, and if I'm not mistaken, a lot of horror fans hated that reboot. A lot. So, like I said, it's risky to trust these guys with anything. And yes, I know that the producers of it will be involved in this, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be a success. That doesn't mean it's gonna be, like, pitch perfect. It doesn't mean it's gonna be the best reboot ever. That's not what it means. It can still flop. Don't forget that. Christina Elise hits all the facts on the head, pulling no punches exactly. That's why we all love Christina Elise, right? The Child's Play franchise is a world that Dawn Mancini created. As Elise said, it's his empire. The franchise has done just fine without the remake treatment for over 30 years, now with Mancini and producer David Kirshner lovingly staying true to the horror roots of the story, which also blazing new trails. Mancini and Kirshner are the men behind the brand and the reason why Chucky keeps trucking while other franchises have come and gone. The interview with Christina Elise was first published by Horror Geek Life. It looks like we're done with this article. Let's talk about it. I honestly was not expecting her to come up with so many points that are just... She has some really good points, and I agree with them. And I know some of you guys want to see this reboot happen, and I know some of you guys don't like the video that I did talking about how no one wants to see the reboots. Now, guys, I get that if you want to see it, you know, I that's fine. If you want to see the reboot happen, I personally don't. And this article in Christina Elise, she said it way better than I ever could. She brought up so many points as to why this is such a bad idea, and I agree with her. Like, I get that. Like I said, you know, some people don't feel like the franchise is fresh and they want it to start all over, but it's not that simple. If they screw this up, then the whole franchise can be done for. That's why I'm so worried about this reboot happening. You guys saw how bad the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot turned out. Like I said, I mentioned Carrie earlier on, and that's another one And I know a lot of people didn't like that one either. I know some people did, but it's kind of, yeah, there's not a lot of people who really like that one, I don't think, at least. You see, the thing I really liked about this franchise, or one of the things I really liked, is the fact that it hasn't been rebooted. I thought that was really cool, and I actually made a video talking about why the Child's Play franchise is the best, and it's like this video, it's like this top 10, and I talked about every reason why I love this franchise so much. And after I uploaded that video, ironically, news came out about this reboot, which I was very disappointed by, because I liked how this franchise hasn't been rebooted before. I thought that was just so unique, because there's all these other franchises that have been rebooted, then they just die. That's another thing. That's why I don't think that this reboot should get made, because if you look at other films that have been rebooted, they don't live after that. Like, most films, like, they don't live after the reboot treatment. They just kind of die. And don't get me wrong, there are some good reboots. I'm not blatantly saying that movies that get rebooted are horrible. That's not what I'm saying. There's some good movies out there that have been rebooted. I'm just saying that a lot of movies don't live after the reboot treatment. They just die. And that's why I don't want to see this movie get rebooted, because it can die. Don't think that the Child's Play franchise is just invincible, because I want to think that, but that doesn't mean that it's just not gonna die if this reboot happens. There's a good possibility that they can screw this up and there will be no more Chucky movies for a long time. MGM should just leave this franchise alone. If you guys want to watch my top 10 reasons why the Child's Play franchise is the best, I'll leave that down below. Like I said, I made that video right before the news of this reboot came out, and if you guys don't want to see this reboot get made like myself, then speak out against it. I have a video, a little personal note to MGM talking about how no one wants to see this reboot. So if you guys want to check out that video, I'd recommend it and share it, because I don't want to see it. Like I said, I know some of you guys want to see the reboot, but I personally don't, for a lot of reasons. I'm done though. I just wanted to read this and speak out about it. I agree with you, Christina Elise. I don't want to see this either. I think it's a really bad idea. So I totally agree with you. They should just leave this alone, to be honest. But if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, join the Scissor Plus family, and become a slasher, and share, as sharing really helps the channel, especially this video. Guys, I really appreciate all the support, and again, I really don't want to see this reboot get made, and Christina Elise said it way better than I ever could, and she brought up a lot of points, and they're true. There's a good possibility that after the reboot, the franchise could just die out. That's all I want to say. I'm out of here, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.
He never coming back no more. This is your life, you would not live.